That's right, we have some Gate Guardian for you today. Dinosaurs and heroes are trying out protection of the elements. Make sure you guys smash the living crap out of that subscribe button so you guys don't miss out on more awesome content. You know what? I was waiting for somebody to test out Fusion Destiny in Gate Guardian. I think this does answer the question of, hey, we need some generic cards in order to actually be able to play the game. And I think this might actually be one of the better things. Also, you're playing Skill Drain. You do get access to Labyrinth, Wall Shadow here. I think that this might actually be the best looking Gate Guardian deck that I've had the pleasure to actually see. And you also have super poly targets out the wazoo. You're trying to counterpoint as much of the meta as you actually can, and you can kind of gridlock your opponent with something like double attack here and make sure that you can punish the opponent and then, further set up off of that. You're not trying to play as many bad Gate Guardian pieces maybe as you thought that you would need. So we have triple copies of your Ash Blossom and Joy Spring, one copy of Celestial with the one Dasher. We also have one Kazajan, triple copies of the Labyrinth Heavy Tank, one Song of the Thunder, triple copies of your Shadow Ghoul, and then we have one Suijin. Then we have triple copies of Double Attack Wind and Thunder, triple copies of Fusion Deployment, triple copies of Fusion Destiny, because Destroyer Phoenix Enforcer, this guy right here, is an amazing card. Alright, we also have triple copies of the Labyrinth Wall Shadow, your triple Pot of Prosperity, your triple Super Poly, and of course Terraforming and one Talents. And then of course triple Skill Drain, and triple copies of There Can Only Be One. Then you got the Ferocious Flame, big guy, one copy of Sky Thunder, of course Trip Overdome, Dracostapelia, Mud, two copies of Combined, two copies of Wind and Water, and then one Water and Thunder and one Thunder and Wind, with one Garua, one Earth Golem, and one DP. And then we've got triple Shifter, triple Dimensional Kaiju Friend here, one Feather Duster, two Lightning Storm, triple Anti-Spell, and triple Evenly Matched here. Wrapping up, well, the power of the Gate Guardian. So cool to see. Next up here, these dinosaurs. And yes, we are playing the Frostosaurus here because, you can actually make the Gigantosaur here because, you can do little fusion access with Ground Xeno. The Ground Xeno was at least nice enough to include a fusion effect on it. And, maybe the 1 to 2 times that it might actually come up. Also, dinosaurs being able to have access to a 3,800 attack point monster might not be some you want to deal with here. Also, Doodle Doop Tyranno Friend here. So we have two copies of the Animadored Archosaur. You're not trying to bulk down on too many of these. We have triple copies of Little Baby Ceratosaurus with one Pankratops, triple copies of Doggeron. Now, this is going to be something people are going to look at and they're going to go, wow, do we have to maximize that? I think it worked out. We have one Doodle Beast, Tyranno, with one Giant Rex. We also have one Misk, triple copies of the Pterodon, triple Oviraptor with triple copies of Meteorus, two copies of the Conductor. We also have one Xenomatoris and one copy of our Frosto Friend. Then we have triple Book of Moon, the splash of the format, two double Evos with triple Fossil Dig. We also have triple Ground Xeno, triple Lost World, and of course triple copies of the Pot of Prosperity. Then we have one Secure Gardener, one Lingaribo, one Unicorn, one Phoenix, one Cerberus, one Axis Code Talker. We're also playing one copy of the little Drilly guy, one copy of Baguski, the one Lars, your one Logia with your one Dolka. We're also playing one Cheng Ying. This is something kind of cool that you can actually make. We have one Black Rose, one Baron, and one copy of the Gigantosaur. And then we have one Drusworm, two Magna Huts, two Drolls, one Coldby, two Cosmic Cyclones, triple Hadoken, one Harpy's Feather Duster, and triple copies of different dimensional, no fun allowed for the opponent, no exceed summon, please. Good stuff. This is awesome. Next up is Protection of the Elements. This was the whole reason why I wanted to cover this, because you see nobody in their mother testing this card out right now. And everybody's like, oh, Protection of the Elements is so bad. I agree, it doesn't have hero in the name, nor does it, count as a hero spell or trap, which would have been kind of cool, but you know, in the situation that you can see this, it does provide you with some value. And I think that's like the main reason why you consider. I mean, you're also playing the favorite contact play down here for the Infernal Divisor as well. So you've got access to, you know, favorite contact. Having this with the favorite contact backing it might actually be pretty good. So we have triple copies of Ash Blossom and Joy Spring. We have the one Crosskeeper, your one Dark Angel with your one Denier. We have 2 copies of Malicious with 1 Plasma, triple copies of Droll and Lockbird with the 1 Honest Neos. We also have the 1 Liquid Soldier with the 1 Shadow Mist. We have the 1 Spirit of Neos with your triple Stratos, triple copies of Faris with 2 copies of Increase, 2 copies of Ion, the 1 Honest Neos, the triple Hero Lives, 1 Foolish Burial, triple Forbidden Droplet, triple Fusion Destiny, triple copies of Mash Change, 1 Miracle Fusion, the 1 Poly, the 1 Rhoda, the 1 Favorite Contact, and the 1 Protection of the Elements. Then we have the 1 Wonder Driver, the 1 Infernal Divisor, the 1 Dread Decimator, 2 copies of Cross Crusader with the 1 Wake Up, your Elemental Hero, 1 Dark Law with the 1 Blast, the 1 Sunrise with the 1 Shining Neos Wingman. Of course, we also have the Infernal Rage, the Escuridao. That's actually kind of cool to see. We also have 1 Absolute Zero, the 1 Dystopia, and the 1 Destroyer Phoenix Enforcer. And then, of course, we have some spooky dogwoods for time. Triple Twin Twisters, your triple Anti-Scams, your triple Infinite Permanents, and your triple copies of Rivalry of the Warlords here, wrapping up some much-needed love out here to the hero deck. Like, this is actually pretty cool. Next up is Runic Innovations. Robbie, you're such a butthole for talking about Runic. Yeah, I know, but when I see Plunder Patrol being the deck that's sailing into the port out here with Runic, I wanted to talk about it. You haven't seen a lot of the Runic variant of this. I mean, it did show up last format as a deck that was something that you did have to worry about. It wasn't like crazy because like the For Hire variants are just infinitely better because, you know, when you're spinning those wheels around and you're generating all of that free advantage, I mean, why would you not want to? You know, it's literally crazy. Hi, and we also get to play White Howling down here because punishing the opponent is hilarious. So we have triple copies of Ash, Blossom, and Joy Spring. We got 2 copies of the Sea Guide, 1 copy of the Little Bluebeard, 2 copies of the Ghost Bow, triple copies of Goldie Hair, and then of course we have 1 Kumimungi, 1 Radion, your 1 copy of Redbeard, triple copies of Whitebeard. Then we have the 1 Shipyard, and then we have some Runic bad cards with triple Destruction, 2 Dispelling, your triple Flashing Fire, 2 Fountains, triple Curses, triple Slumber, triple Tip, and then we got some evenlies, because, you know, we do want to be able to go second. We want to be able to board break. And we have 1 copy of Booty. And then we have 1 copy of the Jord. Triple Captain, 2 copies of the Mork. 1 Bran, 1 Coral Dragon. 1 copy of Sleipnir. 2 copies of the Lice. 1 copy of Moonin. 2 Hugin, and 1 Gary. Then we have 1 Drusworm, 2 Magna Hut. 1 Pinkertops, 1 Radium. 2 copies of Cosmic Cyclone, your triple Forbidden Droplet. 1 copy of the Harpy's Feathers, 2 Dimensional Barrier, and 2 copies of the White Howling, wrapping up your Runic Despair deck. And this card right here is actually really good. I mean, that or you could play the Spiritual Water or Owie. It really depends on how you want to deck build this format. And you have so many different lines of play in terms of deck building. I actually think that's kind of nice. And the last one we have for you here is some innovations for Mana Diem. Now, this has been one of the cards that I know people have been looking at right now, and they're like, wow, you know, maybe we should play more Crossout Detonators in this deck, because Crossout gives this deck the ability to play through a large array of those pesky stop cards. Because, you know, if your opponent's going to stop you, you know, with some sort of hand trap, you do need something like this to be able to pressure the opponent. That's where you're going to get a lot of your value. So we have triple copies of Ash, Blossom, and Joy Spring. We have 1 Drillsworm, triple copies of Magna Nut with your triple copies of the Droll and Lockbirds. We also have triple copies of Meek, triple copies of Riamheart, 2 copies of Torrid, 2 copies of the Reinhardt, got triple copies of the Vices Starfrost, your 1 Called By with your 2 Crossouts. We have 3 stop cards. We also have triple copies of the Absention, 1 copy of Imagining with your triple Calarium, 1 Rectophobia, 1 Rhoda, 2 Arrival, 1 Terraforming, triple Imperm, and 1 Reframing. Then we have 1 copy of Lightheart, 1 Cross Sheep, 1 Appa, 1 Baguski. We also have the 1 Vices, 1 Triage Master, the 1 Changyin, the 1 Stardust, the 1 Crimson Dragon, the 1 Chaos Angel, your 1 Dissipator, your 1 Baron, and your 1 Stardust, and 2 copies of the Vicious Stroud. wrapping up, well, quite honestly, one of the more interesting weekends of pretty cool decks that we've had out here. So is there anything here that you want to mess around with? Because once again, I mean, Protection of the Elements is something that I don't think a lot of people really thought was going to take off, and it looks like it actually did. So please, leave a comment down below, tell me what you guys think, and I'll see your beautiful faces back here in a day, guys. Peace out. Patrons, thank you.
Thank you so much for watching. Check out these other videos.